Ignite to impact.
Dealing with imposter syndrome. Do you want to hit another milestone in your life by overcoming this phenomena? Today, I'm going to share with you some of the exact strategies I give my private clients to overcome imposter syndrome and to better align with I'm ready for more. I'm ready. This is going to be a good day. How you can manifest and align yourself. The exact strategies that I use. Well, welcome to Ignite to Impact, the place to design a vibrant life for a better world. I'm Dr. Geneva, personal development and leadership coach, and I thank you so much for returning to part 2 of this countdown to unleashing conversation. Now, I hope you saw us in part 1 because is that Michelle? How you doing? Good to see you. Good morning. I hope that you saw part 1 where we really talked about imposter syndrome and some strategies to overcome it, and just really had a back and forth conversation about what it was and how all of us at one time or another face it. And imposter syndrome is that feeling of self-doubt, uncertainty, perhaps a little lack of confidence every now and then. And what we know about it is that lots and lots and lots of people have it. Celebrities, politicians, ordinary folk, us everyday people, lots of people have experienced imposter syndrome. But when these feelings of doubt and insecurity and uncertainty get in the way of you unleashing your fabulous self, that's when it becomes a problem. And that's why I created this solution. And that's this new ebook I have coming out on May the 6th. But what we want to do is talk about the next steps. Okay. So that's what we talked about in part 1. And, now I know you saw part 1. And if you haven't had a chance to look at part 1, please go back to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn Live, the feedback here, and you can check it out. So I'd love to have you do that. Now go on and check that one out too. But wait a minute, don't go do it now. Let's get through this part and then go back and see part 1. So anyway, I want to, as I said, give you some of the exact strategies that I share with my clients who come to me with this imposter syndrome phenomena, which is increasing. And, I don't know how you feel. Let me know, drop me a comment. But it seems as though this pandemic has brought about, this uptick in imposter syndrome, those feelings that of uncertainty, you think, maybe doubting ourselves and what we're going to do next. And so more and more, I'm seeing people talking to me about, what's happening with this imposter syndrome and what are some of the strategies that work. Okay, so we're going to talk about 3 of them today. The first is the strategy of unleashing your positives. Okay, so one of the things we know when we're in an imposter syndrome mode is that there's this running in our heads. We're constantly entertaining this negative thinking and self-doubt and self-sabotage. And again, we know that many, many people go through this. So, it's okay. Don't be beating yourself up now because you're going through the cycle. What we want to do is move towards a new thought process. Okay. And assessing what we're good at works. So this is one of the strategies I want you to try. You start off by saying, I am good at. dot, dot, dot. So write that down on a piece of paper. Okay. I am good at, and then fill in the blanks. So you could say, I am good at baking. I am good at listening. I am good at being a mom. I'm good at my job. But you want to go through these things where you're focusing on what's good about you. Okay. And see, why we do this is because, I believe as a coach, and, one of the things when you work with a coach, coaches have different philosophies. One of my philosophies is that I believe that all of the folk that I work with are good enough, so that's the baseline. You're good enough. And it's about moving to, if you wish, moving to better and then best life. So it's an upward progress. It's a process too. But you ain't in no negative stuff. You're good enough where you are. So it's then, if you go along with my philosophy, the next step is to really focus on what you're good at. So doing this exercise, I am good at dot, dot, dot. And you fill in the blanks. And so try it. And, my clients love doing this. And, they'll, do it over and over again and keep their list, and all of that's good. And then sometimes we'll take the next step. I am good at, you fill in the blank, and then write because. And so, for example, I am good at baking because I'm passionate about it. I am good at speaking because I've learned how to do that or whatever it is, but it gives you the double whammy. And we talked about this in part one. It's like a double whammy. It identifies for you what you're good at, and then it enhances that by saying why. Okay. So that's strategy number one. And again, I love this one where I work through clients to unleash their positives. Because remember, you've got your own unique positive. You were not born to fit in. You're here to stand out from the crowd and all the surroundings. And remember, particularly for women that I'm talking to who are listening, the women who are listening, remember, women like you don't often happen. Never forget how rare you are. Okay. So then the second strategy that I use when I'm coaching or working with people is the strategy about how to develop a healthy reaction to failing and making mistakes. So listen, you deserve success. You're worthy of success. So there's no need to doubt your abilities, as we talked about in the first strategy. But oftentimes this self-talk that, we give ourselves, and the concerns that we have when we fail or make mistakes gets in the way. And so what I want you to do is to really change your relationship with failure. Okay. And failure is really nothing more than a chance to revise your strategy, to do something different, to learn something and then do something different. Okay. And so one of the things, so I want you to try this. So take a piece of paper, okay, and write down, I'll get my pen, write down a situation that happened where you think you failed. Maybe the situation was you messed up on a presentation, a speech. And then, so that's what happened. And then next, write down, well, what did you do? Specifically, you might be saying to yourself, well, I messed up on, the speech that I gave to my colleagues. And, well, what was it that you did? So you might say, I showed the wrong slides, or the slides that I showed had a grammatical errors in them, whatever it is. So you identified the situation, you identified what happened, and then, so what did you learn from that? Is the next thing. Just write down again short phrases. What did you learn? And probably one of the things you might have learned was to proof all your slides before you get at it. Okay, perhaps. And then the last thing that you want to put down is, well, what will you do next time? Okay. And so, what will you do next time? And then when you get to that part, and, again, you probably say, well, I want to make sure that I double proof that, before, 15 minutes before I go into my presentation, I want to go through, or I want to have somebody else look at my slides. Okay. So and then finally, the last thing is, okay, I did that. I learned, that's what happened. I learned something. I forgive myself. Let's move on. And then you take that piece of paper and toss it away. Okay. Trust. This is something that my clients and we have fun doing that, because a lot of times you'll find the floor just full of paper. But the whole act of taking the situation, you analyzed it, you assessed it, you learned from it, etc. And then because the situation, you've learned something and you want to move on. Remember, sometimes you have to get knocked down lower than you have ever been to stand back up taller than you ever were. Okay? So change that relationship with failure. Understand it's just an opportunity for you to revise your strategy, to learn, etc., and to stand up taller than you ever were. Okay, so the third strategy is, oh, hey, Kiara, good morning. Kiara says that she likes that forgive the self part. Yeah, because, oftentimes we carry it. We'll carry it and carry it. Forgive yourself. It's all right. It's, you can forgive yourself. Okay. Take a deep breath and say, I'm okay. I'm good. Okay. The third strategy that I use when I'm working with people, and my clients really love this one because oftentimes, we don't take time to thank ourselves, to applaud our efforts. So this third strategy is to reward yourself for your efforts. And in this process, I want you to understand how important this is in dealing with imposter syndrome, because one of the things about imposter syndrome is that we think it was, we have these feelings, well, it was luck that our successes happen. No, we want to attribute what our successes are, our efforts, to sacrifice and hard work, not luck. Okay. But sacrifice and hard work and faith and belief in ourselves. And so we want to applaud and be proud of our performances and believe that we will live up to what we expect ourselves to do. And so, oh, hey, Elaine, how are you? And so Elaine says, yes, change the relationship you have with failure. Yes, and so, rather than let failure change that relationship, rather than let failure be, like overcoming you and being in control. Hey, tell that failure, you got this, change your relationship. Love it, Elaine. Thank you. So, okay. So I've got 3 quick strategies under how you can, in terms of how you can reward yourself for your efforts. First of all, you can go to any bookstore or what have you, but I love these kind of cards, these pop-up cards. Can you see these that you can go and you can get, and they say great things. And so, like, this one is a pop-up, and you pop it open here on the side. It's like a fortune cookie thing, but all the fortune cookies and these are going to be fantastic, going to make you feel good and all that. So, and this says, I've got nothing to do today but smile. Oh, and Paul Simon said that. So I have my clients, get these pop-up cards. And I was looking for the top for it. Oh, here it is. The top is right here in it. You see these pop up. This one is Smile. But anyway, you can get them. You can find them. But then the fun that we do is sometimes my clients want to make them themselves. And so they just go get these note cards and they'll decorate them and, put these sayings on. But anyway, these things that, make you feel good and you reward yourself. Kiara says she definitely wants to work on the third strategy because I never reward myself. Please do that. If you don't take away anything but one thing from this conversation today, take that one. So I got another way you can reward yourself. The second thing is I want you to say you can go run and get a copy of I Love Myself Journal. Okay, on Amazon. And you can go, this is a journal, a planner. And one of the first sections talks about always remember reasons to love myself and things that I'm grateful for. So you can pull out a journal like this one and write down and congratulate yourself. The things you're grateful for, the things you're proud of, the successes that you've achieved, and just say, great, and reward yourself that way. And then my third one, and this is my favorite, you can create the ultimate list of ways to reward yourself. So you're saying perhaps, so what you mean, Dr. Geneva? So what I'm saying is that so I'm going to wipe my forehead here. I've got these lights going on and it's kind of, okay. All right. Okay. I'm back. Ooh, kind of sweating, one of them summers, but not that summer. I passed those summers a long, long time ago. This is just the summer just because it's hot in here. Okay. So, but you sit down now and you think about, well, what could I do that's fun? What are the things I like to do that make me happy, that make me feel good? And you actually create this list. And I call it the ultimate list of ways to reward yourself. And so let's say you just create this list and just put down 10 things. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just put down 10 things that you like, that make you happy, going to a movie, getting a massage, calling a friend, taking a walk with your partner, whatever those things that you enjoy making you happy. My list has watching cartoons on it, okay, and talking to my grandchildren, and going to dinner with my special friends. And so those are on my list. And so what happens is you have this list and it's ready. It's a ready reward list. And so that when it comes time, Kiara, when you say, well, I've done something great, and I know you do that probably every day because I know the work that you do and you do fabulous stuff. And so you say, oh, I want to reward myself. What should I do? You go and you pull out that list. Okay? It's your ultimate list, so you have no excuse. Well, I can't figure out what to do, or what should I do? What do I do now? And, give yourself an excuse. Well, I need to reward myself, but I don't know what to do. You've got your ultimate list of ways to reward yourself already ready. Okay? So, hey, do something today that your future self will thank you for. Okay? So those are the three strategies that, again, I work with my clients, got tons of strategies that I use and put them all, well, not all of them, but some of my favorite ones, because I got tons of them, in my new ebook. And this ebook will help you shift your thoughts and emotions to feeling confident and secure about your success and accomplishments, will help you manifest daily, give you something to look forward to. And the strategies that I shared with you today and that are in my ebook, etc., I've just learned and used and shared with the clients and the people that I work with for the past lots and lots of years. At least 4 decades I've been in this business of working with and coaching and mentoring and helping people transform their ideas, their personal development, their leadership skills, their businesses. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 40 years plus. So I've decided that now what I want to do going forward is to find those things that you all would like some help on. And this is one of them. So many of people have come to me about this imposter syndrome. And although that's the label, what it's about is self-doubt and lack of confidence. And we all are there at some time or another. So these are strategies. And in my ebook, which launches on Friday, you're going to learn how to address some of those negative thoughts and emotions that, we find are associated with imposter syndrome. But most importantly, some practical methods that can be easily applied to unlock and enhance your traits. Some of the strategies we talked about today, they're kind of simple things. I like to give you things that you can just really take and use. So hopefully there's something in this conversation that you can, when we finish talking, having this conversation, you can go and use and apply, I hope. And so anyway, unleash your positives, develop this healthy reaction to failing and making mistakes, and just really find ways to reward yourself. And so you'll see that and other strategies in this ebook and in our conversations that we have on LinkedIn Live. And if you're part of my newsletter community, every week we send out some piece of information, a gem or what have you, so that, hopefully it's value for you. And Elaine says, oh my goodness, I greatly appreciate your coaching. I'm a better me because of your strategies. Easy and practical. I've started journaling and applying more self-care days. Elaine, thank you so much. You don't know how, thank you for that. It really, just really makes me feel good. It makes me keep going on, because I can't tell you how many people will say to me, Dr. Geneva, why don't you just go sit down? You've been doing this work for more than 4 decades. Why don't you go rest? Why don't you go? And people don't understand that I am doing exactly what I want to do. This is my happy life. This is my best life. And it's well-rounded too. I do this, I have a beautiful family. I have special friends. I go out. I'm living my best life. I just had a photo shoot 2 days ago, and I got a chance to make up and put on these different outfits and have fun and, just live life. And you can too. You can do it. There's the AARP commercial that comes on now. And there's a picture, it's a contrast picture. There's an older person, and you can tell the person is much older, etc. And sitting across from a very young child. And what the commercial says is, you will live almost half of your life over 50. Yeah. Isn't that something? And so, what that says is not only with all the advances in medical technology and the increased life expectancy that we have, but we want to live that life good, don't we? We want to be as energetic and vibrant in our life, before 50 as we are, after 50. We want to have it both ways. In fact, I believe we want to have a vibrant life at any age, okay? And so we owe it to ourselves to be able to grab life and um, design our own life. And so these strategies that are in my new ebook, the work that I do with my clients, the upcoming webinars that I'm going to start having because you all have asked me to have some specialized focus webinars. And I'll do that. I really will. And these are the kinds of things that can help us all. And that's why I think this work is so important and meaningful, because the better we are, the better life that we design, the more vibrant we are, then we can influence and help others and eventually create this better world for us all. So, okay, so that's what we're doing here. Let me and yes, please join also the Extraordinary Women Influencers on Facebook if you're not a part of that. And I think that's about all that I wanted to say today. Please, the launch of my new ebook is out on May the 6th. And so run on over there and go to my website, Dr. Geneva Speaks, and go on and get it and listen. Just remember, stay fabulous, unleash your success, your positives, change your relationship with failure, and reward yourself. Love you. See you next time.
Ignite to impact.